Chill out, guys.
How can we carry a game with 3 to 4 shitters on your team? That had money got y'all talking crazy RN.
You're stupid. Forget about it. EOMM is real, guys. You're being held hostage. NetEase hates you. Every game is against you. It's impossible to carry, guys. Everybody's bronze. It's impossible. It's just RNG, guys. It's like all the good players are just good at gambling. That's it. That's it. Also, Bogur Nation is selling new merch. I'm gonna show you the images, or my editor will. If you like what you see, you can buy it at bogur.org. And that is the end of this advertisement for me. I get me. Let's just play the video. I'm gonna VOD review this guy. Give it to me. They even paid for it, $5. Give it to me. Let's watch it. And they donated 5 more, okay? And they give me their account name. Okay, we have it. Where is this guy?
4, 3,
this guy,
2,
okay.
4, 3,
What's going on here? Playing low-key.
1.
EP, okay. Okay, good position.
You have to stop that
Okay.
from securing the mission area.
This is a really good spot for low-key.
I can be anyone.
Breaking stuff. Okay, W. Most engaging support gameplay. It's a good spot. Thank you so much for the donations, by the way, guys. Okay. Bro, I thought there for a second you're gonna die. I was gonna be so upset. It's been 1 minute of him sitting on the same spot. But hey, if it works, it works. Why is he not copying? Like here... Okay, listen. This... You completely threw this. Like, straight up. Like, this is horrible play by you. You get dove by the Psylocke, right? You instantly drop off, which is okay, right? Because you don't want to die to Psylocke, which is okay. But you stare at this Psylocke for so long, you kind of forget about your team. And the moment they use Cloak and Dagger route, you need to be ready for this. And you need to copy the Luna, because if you press tab, you can see that your Luna doesn't have ult. If you don't use a support ult to match their support ult, you lose this fight. So you lost this fight completely because of yourself. You're so preoccupied with this Psylocke that you lose the fight. Right? He does not have lamp here. I was gonna check. No, I think the drop is okay, but the fact that he dropped there, and instead of instantly reacting to Cloak and Dagger route behind him, instead chooses to shoot a Psylocke for 5 seconds. This is what loses you the fight. Like, straight up. If you, like, complete honesty, killing the Psylocke is optional. The moment you hear this Cloak and Dagger route, you need to copy the Luna and use Luna ult. Because if there is a support ult on the field and you don't match that, they will win the fight if they play correctly, because everyone in their team is immortal. Especially because you've had your ult for so long, you should have used it here without second thought, especially because your Luna doesn't have hers. So you lose this fight because of you. You are the reason right here why your Groot dies. It is not his fault that you do not match the Luna ult. Like, you are so slow to react to the Cloak and Dagger. You let both your tanks die, by the way, being preoccupied with something that is not important. This is completely your fault. Way too late on the Luna ult. Good lamp. Make sure your Luna doesn't die. This entire fight, again, you lose because of your late reaction to Cloak and Dagger. Your positioning is terrible here, but it doesn't matter. Because you didn't ult when Cloak ulted, you were missing 2 tanks, your Groot wasn't there to Groot ult, your support ults were out of sync, in the sense that you wasted 2 support ults and you still lost 2 people. By the time their support ults run out, or their rocket ult, they have a Psylocke ult and you have nothing. So you lose this fight because of you. 100%, this first point is lost because of you. If you play this correctly, with the way they were playing, this could snowball into you first point holding. But you didn't do the correct play, which was really simple. You can use me for clickbait. I don't know what clickbait you're gonna do though. Anyways, it is your fault, 100%. And you need to realize this. It is not the fault of your tanks, even 1 bit. You could have swung this fight and changed this outcome and the outcome of the game from this moment out here. Because first point is one of the hardest points in the entire game to actually cap. You letting them do this leads to you getting snowballed probably and losing the game. Here you move to that spot, which is okay. You can't really control where your tanks go. But I feel like you should have been more mindful of the fact that your team is fighting on the left side before you took the top right, because you could have taken top right at any moment. But instead you chose to go now, and then you couldn't heal your thing. Should your thing play there? No. But he did. And you could have saved them if you reacted to it. It's so broken to play Loki here. Wasted lamps. Yep. If you had lamp there, the Groot lives. If you played with your team and you healed them that one fight instead of taking that spot, you would have had your ult to match the cloak and dagger. But you didn't, so you lost the fight, and then you're gonna not be able to touch because you're gonna get snowballed, which means you lose second point as well. What do you do here? Don't tell me you don't take the TP. So this is EOMM, by the way, guys. EOMM has forced this person to not TP out of spawn, but instead walk in front of everybody and stagger once again. This is EOMM. This is the shitters holding him back. Nobody is forcing you to walk out of spawn here. If your team is already playing there, you either fight to help them play so they don't die, you TP and let them die. You cannot choose the third option, which is just walk out and fucking die. Especially because they already are using ults. If you TP'd back, you could have just lived. And they wasted their ults. Their ults that they used there were really bad. Even if you didn't take the TP, you could have went invisible and walked back to spawn. But instead, your genius here decides the best course of action is to walk in front of everybody after your team dies, instead of walking through this door and then dying yourself. Why? I don't know. So now, because you were dead for this entire fight, they need to wait for you as well. So now they're like halfway through, right? But it's okay. Doesn't mean you can't win the game.
This is real firepower. Your powers are mine.
Okay. This is good. This is fine.
Us against the world.
Could I get a VOD review? I just hit level 15 and wanna go into Rants. Mommy thankful.
I'm not, thank you so much, but I'm not gonna review you before you play rank. Go play the game first. So here, that lamp is okay because you saved your Groot. But instead of healing your Groot there and pocketing him, who is your front line, if he dies, you're fucked. You instead waste at least 3 or 5 seconds looking at a guy behind a wall when you could have been pocketing your Groot. I ask you this, what is more important? Healing your Groot there, making sure he's alive, which is very possible for you to do there, and just wasting your, not wasting, but spending your resources, or trying to save somebody who's not trying, who doesn't want to be saved, right? Why would you even do that? You waste 5 seconds where you could have been healing this Groot, keeping him alive, buying more time for a Moon Knight ult, or a Storm to farm her ult, or Luna to farm her ult, but instead you are looking at a Psylocke who's behind the wall. You should have just kept healing the Groot there. That is again your mistake that could have changed the outcome of the fight. As a matter of fact, this entire thing here, if you just don't think about everybody else, yes, everybody's making mistakes, but you could have made significantly better plays that would have changed the outcome of this game from the first point. But instead, you choose to make the bad play and then complain about the rest of your team when it is your fault that you're losing. And you should always think of this as your own fault for losing. No matter what stats people are having, you could have done things significantly better this entire game. You are losing because of yourself. As a matter of fact, if you were healing the Groot that one fight and he still would have died, you would have had probably ult by now. Remember, guys, there's always 6 people on your team trying to throw the game. Your Groot there is playing in a terrible spot. I agree. I don't know how you play the rest of this fight, this doesn't mean that you cannot buy enough time for your team to come back and clutch it up. I think what mistake people do a lot is that they see the bad plays from others in these scenarios, and they're so hyper fixated on what the stupid things others have done that they forget that they can do things a little bit better. That is way too early. So here, you copy the Luna way too early and use your ult. There was still 4 seconds. You could have copied Luna there, waited for her ult a little bit more to be over, and then ulted yourself. Why is that important? It's because you just wasted 4 seconds. By the time her ult is over, you're gonna have only 8 seconds left. You could have had 4 more seconds of immortality, which is huge in this game. 4 seconds is crazy. 4 seconds is the difference between your Wolverine getting ult, or your Storm getting ult, or your Emma Frost getting ult. If you had 4 more seconds there, Psylocke couldn't have been ulting. Even if she ulted during those 4 seconds, your team would have lived. So again, you make a crucial mistake that swings the fight, but yet you choose to believe that somebody else is holding you hostage. I really hate this kind of mentality, always have. And now you guys choose to play Adam comp with an Adam and a Mantis. Now, I don't know about lower ranks, but having Adam and Mantis and Cloak, I don't know how good it's gonna work here. But let's see. Maybe it's gonna work. Maybe it's not gonna work. We're about to find out. You're not landing any shots on this character, which is kind of the point of playing Adam. That is a horrible link. You just wasted the most important cooldown in the game. There is no point you playing Adam if you can't land a single shot and you waste your links. If you had Link there, your team could have lived.
This is real firepower.
Also, you should have probably played up with your team where they're support ulting. Also, this res is terrible. You just rest and you just wasted 100-second cooldown ability to res in front of people and give the moon charge, but yet you choose to blame others. I don't know how you guys can look at your own gameplay like this, see these obvious stupid mistakes, and say, yes, the matchmaking is holding me hostage. Like, I'm sorry to say this, but your aim is not good enough to play this hero. You should not play this character, or you should practice more in this character. You're not doing any damage. Thank you so much for the primer. Again, you waste Link, and now it's a 40-second cooldown that you cannot use. I don't know why you choose to sit AFK over there in that place. Oh, huge kill. Why did you go AFK? Why did you look at her body? There is no way you play like this and then you complain in my chat that people are holding you hostage. Like, you guys are unreal, right? Like, you guys throw your own games and then you complain. Are you this delusional? You come into my stream, you donate to me so much money to watch your replay because you have 3 ranked shitters on your team, and yet you are one of those 3 ranked shitters. If everybody around you is always an asshole, maybe you are the fucking asshole. Maybe you're looking into a mirror. Like, what is the point? What is the end goal? Like, you have less damage than your Cloak and Dagger. You have 3 times less than her, and yet you have the guts to come into my stream and complain. You have 23% accuracy, bro, but yet you choose to believe that EOMM is real. I really hate this mentality. You are your own enemy. EOMM is real because you get put into people's games. You are the way EOMM makes sure that people loses games. You are the you are the government agent. I'm sorry that I'm so mean, but like, I just really hate this loser mentality people have. You play like shit, you throw the game, you make mistakes that are so bad, you lose the game, and you have the guts to come into my stream and complain after I spent 2 hours explaining my points. You have not even read the papers. You haven't even had any data sets. You haven't done anything to prove your point. Your only proof and evidence that shit is going against you is your own games. And your own games only show that you are the shit that the matchmaking, if it was EOMM, would put into people's games. EOMM exists for you as an excuse. Does it exist or not? I don't know. But you're throwing your own game, bro. This game is one shining example of many others where you are your own enemy. And until you realize that the reason why you're stuck at your rank is because you yourself are the engagement-oriented matchmaking, you will never climb. But I guess it is more comfortable to sit there and blame others than to actually improve and get better at the game. I guess for Timmy Cheese in chat, it is better to complain, give up, and not give it your all than to actually put in the effort to improve and learn the game. Because how can you accept that you are below average? You can't. I promise you, if you change your mentality and actually sit down and learn the game and start blaming yourself and getting improved,
Could you give me a VOD review also? I'm
you...
bad, so I wanted to get better. Same name Panda Stick.
I promise you that you would 100% climb out of Diamond and get into GM with ease. You lost this game because of yourself. You played like shit, and then instead of admitting that you played like shit, you just go and throw the game. You look at these stats from your team and you say, oh, you know, it's their fault, it's not mine. But at the end of the day, the reason why they have these stats is because you failed to save them so many times. You failed to use your ult, you failed to do any damage on Adam, you wasted your links and everything else. It is easy to point at others and say they are the reason you're losing, but what I've seen from this game is that if you use your ults correctly, you could have won. But instead, you choose to play victim. Instead, because you have SVP in this game, you choose to say to everybody that you carried. And you are being the one who's popping up. And look at all these stats, but the truth says something else. If you actually watch the replay, instead of looking at this scoreboard, you would realize how stupid your gameplay was. At the end of the day, you are your own government agent. Because this SVP, this MVP, it matters not. You're just farming SVPs just to farm points on Reddit. You are not the victim, bro. You are not the victim. Your teammates are the victims. I also don't know what was happening in text chat and voice chat. You could be genuinely, you look like a person would go out of their way to talk shit to their teammates, which would result to your teammates playing worse because the morale would be worse. I don't know how you can look at this. You know how you play and actually go and say, hey, yes, I carried that game, because you didn't carry shit, bro. Anyways, I digress.